Okay, so the first photo ever taken was by Joseph Christopher Niepce in 1826, but we don't care about that, we're talking about cinematography. The first video ever recorded is called the Round Hay Garden Scene, recorded by that Prince in 1888. Brilliant. And around the same time, a guy named William Fries Green created a series of cameras and also recorded some videos with it. Anywho, the first motion picture camera which you can actually use to see the video recorded was the kinetoscope, made by William K. L. Dixon, a guy that worked for Edison. But the first actually viable motion picture camera was the cinematograph, made by the Lumiere brothers. That thing was able to record, develop, and project a motion picture. Great. Now, the first commercial movie ever shot was in 1895 by also the Lumiere brothers, called Workers Leaving the Lumiere Factory. And the first feature-length movie is called The Story of the Kelly Gang, made by Charles Tate, who was an Australian director. This is probably a great time to tell you that the first digital camera ever made was in 1989 by Fujifilm, called this. So, during the modern age of cinema, VFX is a widely used technique, so let's see where it came from. The first VFX trick is called the stop trick or the substitution splice, which was discovered by Georges Méliès at around 1896. Then we enter the era of CG or computer graphics. The first movie to use this technique was 1973's Westworld. Anyways, a few years after that, Tron was made, and it was the first movie ever to put the actors in a CG environment. The next advancement in CG is in 1984. With the movie Young Sherlock Holmes featuring the first full CG character called the Stained Glass Knight, which is a stained glass knight. Eventually, more movies started using CG, with 1999 having movies like The Phantom Menace, with the first CG main character, Jar Jar Binks, or The Matrix, which caused the creation of the bullet time effect. Nowadays, CG is basically a common occurrence in movies, and it's very odd to see one without them. So that's that. We went from black and white to color, horrible to brilliant, and scarce to often. Cinematography is a constantly developing industry, and I'm very excited to see what advancements it may have next in the future.